G'day, this is Captainoob, and here we are back in New Vegas. Today's weapon is going to be FIDO. This is the unique variant of the K9000 Cyberdog gun found in the Old World Blues DLC. That's what it looks like in first person, no to the bulldog there on the lines. And that's what it looks like in third person. As you can tell, it's got the little FIDO thing next to it. If I go to a regular K9... yeah, the thing makes noises when you unequip and re-equip it, which is interesting. But yeah, this is just a regular one, different breed of dog, and it says K9000 on the side instead of FIDO. There we go. So yeah, this thing is a heavy weapon. As you can tell, it's held quite like a minigun. But what's perplexing me about this thing is you've got the bullets loaded down the bottom like you would with a minigun. It uses the same animations, but those bullets have to go from down where they are up into the barrel system, which is elevated a significant amount. So what the hell is going on there? This thing has to be one of the more complex weapons because how, like, the amount of engineering to get the bullets from the magazine to, I guess, where the barrels are, where it starts firing, is strange. It's got these 3 barrels, but they don't rotate either. It's quite an interesting weapon. And there's also a brain on the side attached to a little sniffing thing, and there's some dog ears, so you can use those for sights. There's actually a scope though, so yeah, that's what the tube is next to the bulldog there. It's actually a scope, which is interesting. Now, what makes this different from the regular K9000 Cyberdog gun is this thing fires a much heavier round. It fires 44 magnums as compared to the 357 magnums. So a little bit more power in the bullets, but as you can tell, the DPS suffers quite a lot. Significantly. This thing's going to fire slower. It's going to fire a heavy round. So yeah, you might probably want to save your 44 magnums for, I don't know, maybe something like a revolver. We can change this thing's ammo thing to maybe a hollow point, which is probably not the best for Deathclaws, seeing as it's going to multiply their damage threshold by 3 times. But as you can tell, on unarmored targets, that's going to make that DPS go up significantly. The hand loads are nice because it takes some out, that increases the damage by 20%, takes some of that nasty, I guess, damage threshold out of your targets. But as you can tell, it's a lot less than just regular old 357s. And if we switch to that and go over to the jacketed flat points here, well, we can get 25 extra damage and then, or 25% extra damage, a little bit better accuracy, and, you know, we minus 3 damage threshold. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to perform. Keep in mind that the plasma cast that I tested a few days ago reached a DPS of 500 when I got that modded with the extra rate of fire thing. So what I might do is we'll chuck on the hollow points for now. We'll see how those go. I don't actually think these will go well at all because instead of the 15 damage threshold they'll have like 45, which is just going to soak up all of the damage that we can possibly put out. Also, the dog actually barks. Okay, so the young Deathclaws, they don't have much of a damage threshold. These guys have 15, so they've got the whole 55. So let's not load that with those anymore. Let's take this. There we go. That's better. That's just a regular old Deathclaw. We might as well use VATS to our benefit here. Maybe get some third-person angles of us shooting this. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to see, but whatever. Also, yeah, this thing seems to be okay in the durability. We'll go ahead and VATS a young Deathclaw if we find one, because, yeah, it looks like that hollow point can go well against those guys, but, yeah, I see no reason to ever use them. The damage isn't particularly high enough to make sure we, you know, get through the damage threshold anyway, so, yeah, kind of not worth it. We'll go ahead and sneak for this next one. I'm feeling like the DPS is lacking here. The Gatling laser would have chewed these guys up easily now. Okay, so their damage threshold, whilst multiplied by 3 with the hollow points. Ultra fast reload, that's interesting. Is that, yeah, it'll only be at 15, which is standard, so you could reliably punch through that even with the hollow point rounds, but you're kind of wasting your time because a lot of that damage efficiency will be eaten up by whatever armor they do have. So yeah, I think that the SWCs are the ones to load. Ooh, nice hitboxes there, but hang on, obsidian. Actually, we can, due to time constraints and also this, let's not get into that. All right, let's just play the game and do that. So yeah, this thing, I think they've got a slight movement penalty in third person, or rather in general. Hang on, the game's bugging out of me again. There we go. So up on the top of this hill, we should be okay, but yeah, I'm feeling that the DPS is quite lacking on this thing. The K9000 Cyberdog gun and its unique variant are not well regarded in terms of their actual performance. They're kind of just meme guns. They're kind of just, you know, icing on the cake to the whole wacky science adventure that Old World Blues was, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm okay with this because honestly, there's better, more accessible things in the vanilla game anyway. Like if you fully mod a regular old Gatling laser in this game, it's better than the unique variant. So you know, you can't really complain. There's Deathclaw Mummy. I'm about to get wrecked. I'm gonna have to pray here that Vats can actually finish this thing off before it. Come on, game. There we go. Let's find the head. There we go. See what we can do. I think that's a cripple regardless. There we go. Take Mummy out. Now we gotta worry about Chad. Okay, he's getting stuck on his brethren, so that makes him easy to take out. He's at 25% health, so yeah, we'll kill him. One more Deathclaw Mummy to go, and then we'll launch a full-out assault on these guys. Yes, why not, eh? We've got a mag capacity of 50. We're only at the threshold now of where we start to see the damage degrade, as noted by the ticks on the condition bar. What a good mechanic. I like that. And yeah, it's going alright. Against these guys, you know, they're not the toughest enemies there ever was, but yeah, it just feels lacking, especially if you go back and watch my Gatling laser video where I just chopped these guys in half, and even the Plasma Caster I feel like had better killing potential than this thing. So what we might do is, instead of testing it against hard targets, we'll switch over to the hollow point rounds and test it on some soft targets, I reckon. Alrighty, so here we are outside of Fireroot Cavern, and there's some blue monsters walking about. These guys are animals, which means no damage threshold, which means we can load the hollow point into this weapon and go to town on these little dudes. There we go. Absolutely no match. And I guess it's, you know, it makes a lot of sense that a weapon like made from animals would be good against animals, right? I'd back my doggo in a fight versus a giant fire-breathing gecko. Sure, why not? I'd just make sure to give it some sort of... maybe I'll just stand around with a fire extinguisher, make sure things didn't get out of hand. But that's only the outside. We've got more tougher monsters on the inside, so we'll pop in there, and we'll see what we can do, just as soon as I find the door. Right, we're on the inside now, and we'll quickly sprint in, see if we can't catch these guys by surprise. We've got a decent shot on basically anything down here. Very poor choice in case... Ooh, they're swimming. They've got swimming animations? Wow, that's... Wow, New Vegas, you continue to impress me. Bethesda couldn't be bothered giving the Mirelurk swimming animations. They just full Jesus walk on water. And, wow, okay. I've never seen that. That's actually, you know, taken me aback. Also, was one of those a legendary? Because yeah, there is a legendary thing in here. Oops, this water is a little bit too. Just ignore that. That's supposed to happen. You're a little bit too deep. Luckily for me. Oh, there you are. That didn't last long, did it? You'd expect him to drop something good, but it kind of doesn't. If you're hungry, then that's all you need, but not much of a reward. Also, okay, I didn't know there was a Keemstar Easter egg in this game. There you go. Well, there's something unique in here after all. A dead meme. Although, I think I might prefer Mirelurks just walking in water than doing this nonsense. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Do you have damage threshold? Nope. Okay, this is gonna hurt for you guys. These blokes aren't a joke, by the way. If their Sonic Blast hits you, it's pretty nasty. But as you can tell, with this thing, soft targets are, well, no problem. She's not too good at range, though. When I get the occasional tracer, maybe I'll install a mod which shows all tracers for some bullet hell nonsense, but Yeah, that was actually a sneak critical. Yeah, right. But yeah, there's some spread on this thing. It's a little bit out there. Alrighty, let's finish this off at dry wells, because there'd be nothing more than I like to do than killing some stupid Roman cosplayers. There's something behind me. Oh, it'd probably be the guy who's cloaked. Luckily for me, I get a decent stagger chance with this thing. I'm guessing it's just the bullets that I'm hitting them with will make them a little bit more susceptible to that. See, you know, firing at someone with a 44 Magnum, it's gonna hurt a little bit. So these guys, they're not gonna like being shot. That guy didn't mind until he decided to get staggered, then it was all bloody over. Now these guys are sometimes no joke, so we gotta remember that we gotta bring our A game on. These guys, they've been nuked, they're pretty angry about it, and they're playing to win here. Also, what the hell's going on here? I feel like that shouldn't be happening, but whatever. He's also tanking me quite well. He's got quite a bit of damage threshold about him, so that's probably doing it. Also, that health regeneration though. Come on, just gotta keep on staggering him, keeping him in place. Look at the shells being spit out, that's crazy. I'm not exactly sure what they had to fight about. Maybe he figured out that, I don't know, he did something with one of his slaves, but luckily... Wait, did I nuke the slaves as well? Don't know. We'll have to see. We're still in danger, however, so there's still something around here, but I think you get the point of this weapon. Show yourself. Where are ya? Come on, perception stat. I've got no bloody clue. Bats doesn't detect anything either. Maybe he's up here, but yeah, I don't think this is the most... It's easily not the best of the heavy guns out there, and we can just tank this with stim packs if need be. There you are. Okay, you were cloaked this whole time. Clever bastard. Luckily, that still does detect, but you just can't execute any attacks, so you can use VATS to figure out where they are and just shoot in their general direction, and that's good. So yeah, there you go, there's FIDO. It's not terrible, and if you've got a ton of 44 Magnum rounds, if you haven't built like a gunslinger character, if you've got a heavy guns character and you find yourself just hoarding those 44 Magnum bullets, then you can use this to decent effect. Anything with more than a few damage threshold you'll probably suffer a little bit against, but basic animals in this game, except, you know, well, Deathclaws aren't animals in this game, so actually classed as abominations, you should be pretty good to fight. And I guess the cyber dogs in the DLC don't have a ton of damage threshold on them, so a good option if you want to use this for wacky science adventures in the wacky science DLC. That's enough for me. Thank you very much for watching, guys.